So as we were talking earlier, at our customer conference, we had a very big announcement with Cisco this year, where we're going to actually be putting in our software on their routers as part of their rollout of new routers into stores and retail outlets and so on. It's part of our bigger philosophy that our CEO Tom Layton was talking about, of actually getting Akamai software out on all the connected devices and out to the edge of the network. It's always been our strategy to move to the edge. Well, this is now redefined in the edge being the connected device, the home gateway, the set-top box, and really starting to move our software further and further out to the edge or into that retail store or to that branch office in a banking outfit or something like that. So that will start allowing us to deliver content better and better for our customers to have better end user experience for their customers. So if you look today, we have about 150,000 edge servers today. If you look at Cisco's deployment of these routers that go into these branch offices, they're about 10 million. So as time goes on, and it's going to take a long time, but eventually we could basically have a factor higher of the number of software that's deployed out on the internet working at the edge for us. But that's just the beginning. When you think of connected devices and the number of phones and mobile devices and tablets that are coming, our goal is to actually get our software on all those devices. And so when we start thinking about that, now you're talking about hundreds of millions to billions of devices that we want to start installing our software on. The purpose of this is to actually improve the delivery and improve what we can do for our customers to make it work better. As you know, we drive the service today, but if you have a client that can actually interact with the server in a very strong way, you're going to have a better user experience and be able to record what's going on in a better way. The way we look at the future here is that today we're in a pull-based world, mostly unicast, where people come to us and ask us for content and we give it to them in a unicast stream. In the future, right, we're going to start seeing a world that's going to be a mixed-use world of both unicast and multicast. We've been working on this for quite a while. We've done a lot of work with network operators and a lot of different partners in the ecosystem, and where you're going to start seeing these mixed-use cases where they're going to start to happen. Once you move to multicast, obviously it's great for live and linear television that you're going to put onto the network because it's very efficient and be able to really improve the efficiency along with the quality of the stream you're delivering. But then you say, what do you do for VOD? So that in the future changes when you start saying, we will push content out to the edge, out to the devices that we have our software on, which will be able to manage it in the same way we manage content for our people at the edge in our service today.
So could you explain a little bit more about how that system works? Is that peer-to-peer? How would you explain how that
It will be a combination of peer-to-peer, combination of multicast, combination
What is multicast? Could you explain that?
Multicast is a protocol that's been around for years. It's been the holy grail of streaming since the time we began streaming back in 1996, 97, at least when I started streaming. People have been talking about how we can multicast and do those things. The challenge with it is, of course, to get in all the routers and network and operators all to work together to do it in the same way. So that's probably not feasible, at least in the near term. What is feasible, though, is working with individual operators where we can then work with them where the content is replicated at the router level so that you can send a unicast stream into the platform. Each router then will replicate down to the next router, which will replicate down to the next router. So the load coming through the network is greatly diminished by factors of 8 to 9-fold that needs to be done depending on how far we can get to the edge. So multicast is a hugely efficient protocol for delivery of video. It's really the basis of how all IPTV is done today. And it's now taking those closed systems and moving it into an OTT marketplace that we can now address in a more aggressive way. In the future of demand, we've been seeing content grow, and you see the numbers in the networks where they're growing 80 to 100% CAGR rate over the next 3 years. And so we're going to need to have a 100 terabit per second network very soon in the coming years, and we're ready to build that. But to get to the real math and really think of where 4K will go, you're going to need networks that are going to be 10-fold to 100-fold the size of that. And to do that, the only feasible way to do that is to move to a multicast, push-pull type environment in the long run. And this is what we've been working on. This is what our CEO, Tom Layton, has laid out as our vision. He talked about it at our customer conference that we had in Washington this fall. It's a very exciting time for Akamai because we're really forging new grounds. And when you look at 4K, the only way to actually get that through the pipes in the long run is to use UDP type technology, because that allows you to better utilize the pipe that's available there particularly if someone has a large broadband connection. We're able to get more content down through that type of pipe with the underlying technology of UDP.